Today I want to ask you some questions about your business, about how did you start your business, and about some advice. And my first question is about your start. How did you start? I know you was 19 when you started, and wasn't it hard, difficult to make this business and to earn money?
Yeah, it was very difficult. I stopped school at 18 and in order to create my company, because I was tired of the education system in France and I wanted to be independent and to have freedom. And at the beginning it was very hard. I worked 1 year for my project before creating the company, and after that it was very hard because I didn't have any diploma, any experience, any network. I didn't have anything. I had to start from scratch, and I can tell you it's not easy to go from to being a student in school to be an entrepreneur. So I made a lot of mistakes. I almost went bankrupt in the first year.
Really?
Yeah, but I managed to get through it, and the second year was way better. And yeah, so I made a lot of mistakes. I learned from my mistakes, and the money was beginning to arrive and growing. So it was a really interesting experience. I mean, I learned more in the first 2 years than I would have if I would have stayed in school. Really, it's like practical experience, knowledge, and the confidence myself that I can create a business from scratch and succeed. It's great.
Wow, that's so great. So, wait, for me it's very important to know about opinions for young people. What do you think about it, and what do you recommend for young boys, young girls, for teenagers who want to start a business in the internet?
Alright, so for teenagers, my advice is that you want to lower the risk, to lower what will happen if you fail. The risk of, I mean, you can fail, it's part of the entrepreneur's lifestyle. You can fail, it definitely will happen at one day or another. So what you want to do is, if you fail, it's not like a big burden for you. It's great the tools you have now on the internet. So what I would advise is to create a company on the side while you're still studying. Perhaps it's what you do, I don't know. Did you stop school already?
No, I'm in the 9th grade and it's my last year at school.
So, do what she's doing, which means you can create an internet company on the side while still continuing to follow your studies. And this way you can't lose, really, you can't lose. You have to make sure, of course, you will not lose too much money if you lose, but with internet you can create a lot of things, like for free or for really cheap. So it's less risky than the way I did, because I created a brick-and-mortar company at the time. It was in 2000, and I can tell you, when I created my first company, I didn't have any of the tools available right now. Facebook didn't even exist. Google was just beginning to be a big player in the search engine, so it was another time. Now it's easier than before to create a company on internet that doesn't cost anything or not too much, and that don't have any risk at all, because if you fail, it's such good experience for you. You tell us you lose a little money, but it's not a big problem, and you still continue to study, and if it works, you have the freedom to stop if you want, so that's great.
And now you have offline and online.
Yeah. Oh, I sold my offline business because I wanted to have an incredible lifestyle. And to have an online business, it's great because you can travel everywhere you want. You can automate a lot of things, like more easily than if you have a brick-and-mortar business. So I sold my first company, and now I just have my internet business company. That's all.
And my question is about languages, about learning languages. I think that languages and learning languages is very important for young businessmen and for other people, that's all. And what do you think about it? It's important to know some languages, to earn languages for businessmen, for people, for some professions.
Oh yes, it is so important. Even for English-speaking people, it is important. I mean, if you're Russian, you should learn English, obviously, right? It is like the most spoken language in the world, so it will be very useful for you. But it's not only that. Language is not only a tool to communicate, it's also a tool to open your mind. When you master a language, you can read books in this language, you can watch movies in this language, you can connect to the culture like in a direct way that you couldn't if you don't know the language. And it's really an eye-opening if you dig into other cultures. I love English-speaking culture, and it will just make your mind explode because a lot of things will open just for you. And also, if you manage to master a language in a way that you can think with it, you will not think the same exactly, because every language has a different interaction with reality. And learning a new language is like having a new eye that grow here on your face, and you see something differently just because you can think differently with another language. So it's very important. For young business people, it opens your mind, and of course it's also a great tool to communicate and learn. So go for it.
What do you think about Russian language? Is it so interesting? Is it hard and difficult to understand and to learn?
Well, you know, I just arrived in Moscow like 2 days before, and it is the first time I go to Russia. So I don't know. Actually, the problem is it's not the same alphabet. So I can't read your name. It's not possible. So today I'm learning how to read the alphabet. It is the first step. But it seems that a lot of words are in common between Russian and French. So, for example, like I could read pharmacia or things like that, you know. So I don't know for the Russian language. First, the alphabet is different, but I don't know. There is always the problem of cost of opportunity. If you learn a language, you take time and resources that you will not use to learn another language. So I know how to speak French or English. Which language should I focus on after that? For me, it's Spanish, because Spanish is closer to French, so it's more easier. It's easier, and it's spoken by more people. I mean, 400 million people speak Spanish as their first language, so for me it's make more sense to learn Spanish before Russian.
I'm going to learn Spanish. It's my first idea, and I think it will be difficult for me, but it will be very interesting.
Right.
And my last question is about comparing. Is it okay compare yourself with some people?
The problem is you can't help but compare with others. We don't have a built-in system that is absolute. You have to compare yourself to know where you are in your progress. So you can't help but do it. And I think you should embrace this and use it as a tool to motivate you. Because we are wired to do that, okay? I mean, it's like, is something expensive or not? You don't really know, you have to compare with other things that do the same things. And you will compare yourself to people that are greater than you will compare yourself to people that are lower than you in your path, so you know where you are. It's a great GPS to know where you are. The thing is, you want to use it consciously because sometimes when you compare yourself to people that have way made more success than you, it could be demotivating, or it could be a motivation. It depends of the people. If it is a demotivation for you, then focus on people that are not on the top but still have more success than you, so it motivates you to go at least near to their level. Right? So use it as a tool to motivate yourself and know where you are on the path.
That's a very good advice, and it's very important for me. And thank you very much for this interview. It was very interesting and exciting, and I think that for our listeners it will be very good practice and very good knowledge, and you can take them in your personal life. So with you was Jenna and Oliver, and bye bye.
Спасибо.